So if all of these things can produce like we think they're going to produce, we could stack anywhere from 3 to 4 billion cubic feet collectively, which is a whole lot of helium. It would be one of the biggest helium producers in the United States.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by HeLIX Exploration CEO, Bo Sears. Bo, very good to speak with you. It's been a hugely exciting year for HeLIX. How's development progressing at Rudyard?
Thanks, Stephen. Yes, very exciting here. I'm actually on site right now. We are progressing nicely with the Linda number 1 well. And, we're really excited with the well results we've had thus far with the Darwin number 1 and the acquisition of the Weil number 1 well. So we are moving full steam ahead and are excited about producing helium by the end of summer.
Bo, what's the development potential at Rudyard, and how does the scale and quality of Rudyard compare with other helium producing sites across North America?
So Rudyard has turned into something quite large, larger than actually we had anticipated. We knew it was large, but not quite as large as originally thought. So traditional, or at least near exploration companies, are one well fields. That is, one well will produce the entire field and process that gas. Rudyard field has the potential to be a multi-well field, capable of producing maybe 20 wells of helium. So from that standpoint, we are quite large relative to our peers. So large, in fact, that we could justify the expense of a liquefaction unit on site. We just purchased 20 acres for that purpose. So we're going to start producing gaseous helium first. And once we reach a critical maximum, we will start the talks about a helium liquefaction unit. So it's quite exciting.
How soon will you be able to use data from Weil 1 and Linda 1 to update your resource size? And do you have a sense of how much bigger the Rudyard resource might become?
We think it's going to be a whole lot larger than we thought. So, for instance, in 1977, a study by the United States Bureau of Mines, the predecessor to the Bureau of Land Management, sanctioned a study on Rudyard Field and found it to contain 2.6 BCFs, a billion cubic feet of helium. So that is a good indicator of what we could be looking at. And I think from that study, we have enhanced that to an even greater field-wide helium recovery area. So with that, we will, once we get the results of the Linda number 1 well that we're drilling right now, we'll couple that with the Darwin number 1 well that we already have results on, and then we will re-perforate the Weil number 1 well. And that will give us some incredible data points with regard to how much we can produce over the course of time.
And the current timeline to first helium production?
Into summer.
Any plans to drill the southern dome at Redyard? And if so, what could this add to your total helium resource and economic potential?
Absolutely. So we want to go all the way down. So we're starting at the north end of the Rudyard field. Think of it as a string of pearls on a very large structure. And so we will start drilling wells, start heading south. In fact, our next location is several miles south of our Linda number 1 well that we are drilling presently.
And is there a work program for the other 2 identified wells within the licensed area? How soon could we see further drilling activity?
As soon as we can. So our first goal is to get this production online without issue. And once we begin our helium production program, we will start the drilling program.
Now, how much helium do you anticipate producing from Darwin 1 once online?
Well, on the Darwin in particular, or any well in particular, where we are anticipating, cash flows, pre-tax cash flows of $4 million per annum. So, but more importantly, we need to think of it as a field-wide unit. So if all of these things can produce like we think they're going to produce, we could stack anywhere from 3 to 4 billion cubic feet collectively, which is a whole lot of helium. It would be one of the biggest helium producers in the United States.
Finally, Bo, are you in conversations with potential off-takers? And if so, are these mainly US-based customers?
They come from all over. So I am actually here in Montana on site to have visits with off-takers all week. We actually have a couple parties interested in the possibility of geological hydrogen in the deeper zone, since we are drilling a little bit deeper in this Linden number one. So yeah, we are engaging off-takers right now. And yeah, very excited about what we're hearing this far.
Well, I hope you'll keep us updated on any progress. Thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thank you, Stephen.
That's HeLIX Exploration CEO Bo Sears.